I think it's myth.
So I go with myth.
My vote on this is that it's a myth.
Those in the audience, you should be able to go vote.
So we've had 2 words so far come up on the Ovilus.
For anyone that doesn't know me, I'm a psychic medium.
I'm Greg, I'm a paranormal investigator. I've been doing it for about 15 years.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I've been doing paranormal investigating for close to 15 years. Kind of become the most hated paranormal investigator because I shoot everything down.
We're going to be analyzing videos and pictures that claim to have paranormal activity.
I thought that was very interesting when that smoke is hanging in the air like that.
Do we have someone with us who is telling us what that is? Not that who is speaking is actually the one in that video.
Coming from right here, one central area from within the house.
And welcome to Myth or Mystery. My name is Greg Bakken, back from the dead. I was able to crawl out of my coffin from not being there last week. Panelists, happy 2024.
Happy New Year.
Good to see you all.
Happy New Year.
Wow, look at that. Wow, we made it. And, for those who, were reading the paranormal tabloids, I was not fired by this group. Okay. Right, I was. Let's welcome.
Paranormal tabloids.
Miriam's like, I'm going to start that. If there's money in it, I will too. So first of all, thank you all very much for joining. And boy, I have to say, my friends, it really was really hard not to do this last week. I was missing it quite a bit. I honestly didn't think I'd miss you 3, but I did, and that was I mean, Miriam looks as shocked as we are. So
I'm like, what?
Well, we missed you too, Greg, if it makes you feel any better.
If it makes you feel,
I mean, if it helps.
I quest.
Well, did you hear? Well, we had another Greg on, and I made sure that everyone knew we were so obsessed with you that we would only hire someone with the name Greg. So
when I saw there was another Greg on there, what happened is I refused to watch, and instead I jumped on my bed on my belly and just put my head in the pillow and cried for an hour or so. So it just that's just kind of how I operate, I guess. So yeah,
totally
I handled it like a mature adult. So
totally,
yeah, totally. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play our favorite game here, and it's I've been looking forward to this all week. We're gonna kind of get things moving here, and the first thing we're going to do is introduce everybody. First of all, my name is Greg Bakken, and I'm a paranormal investigator. I've been doing it for quite some time. I host a radio show on AM 950 Monday through Fridays called Ghost Box Radio, and we're having a lot of fun on that. And I brought some friends with me as well tonight. First of all, behind me, I have my little, what we call a REM pod. It hasn't gone off yet for us, but maybe tonight's the night. And then, of course, we didn't really talk about this in pre-pro. Yeah, we're using the proper terminology. We got our little, our friend, the pendulum. That did Greg have a pendulum?
No, he did not.
He did not, did he? And then leave it to me to turn something into like combative and
he had nothing but great things to say about you, and here you are already talking.
He doesn't even know who I am. I mean,
no, you said nothing but amazing things, glowing reviews about you.
I got an email from him afterwards saying, "I'm going to have your job." So I mean, just know.
And you were like, "Great! It's actually just costing me money, so great."
And I'm going to have your job and Miriam's. So, and then one more cast member I'd like to introduce over here, and that is Avi. And Avi will be. We got a new word here. What is that? That's nice and clear. Raised. 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 So that's new. Breaking news. So we're going to be adding Avi back in when it's appropriate. And then I'd like to introduce Miss Harlow. How great to have you with us tonight. Harlow is she is, I think there's 2 backbones to this series, and Miriam's one, and Harlow is just so amazing. Researcher, statistician. I hope to never have to say that again because it's a big word. And and graphic designer, created the logos and the mugs and everything that you see here that's branded for Myth or Mystery. And just wanted to say, Harlow, so good to see you tonight.
Thank you. It's nice to have you back. We missed you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now go and statisize. I don't even know if that's even a word. I don't know.
I was going to say, I've never heard that word before.
Well, it's a great way to, if you have people who will let you get away with it, just create the words that you don't know where to fill in.
Fair.
So just go yonder over. That's another one. And yeah, go ahead. So now let's go over to Mr. Ryan. How are you tonight, Ryan?
Doing good. Happy to have you back again. Glad you're feeling better too. Yeah.
That's
like
not what Ryan said last week about you.
Well, he said, treatment takes more than a week, but I'm okay.
Well, he said he didn't watch it, so we're all
Hazeltine didn't want me any longer, so.
Like you, Greg, I've been doing paranormal investigating for just shy of 15 years. Throughout the time working with a bunch of different people, I've kind of gained an unpopular reputation because I like to find the truth in things and end up shooting a lot of things down. Through analyzing things. A lot of times they may just been the furnace kicking on, or it may have been a ray of light or flashlight instead of, a ghost. So yeah, a lot of people don't like what I have to say, but I love doing it.
Hey, Ryan, your mom. I meant to say I could have got the joke could have rolled with your mom, but your wife texted me a picture of all the coal you got in your stocking, so I'm pretty confident that your debunking is not approved by who gives coal? Santa?
Santa, yep. Yep,
So
and the coal company, I'm just saying.
And your mom, apparently.
And your mom.
Your mom.
Okay, we broke Ryan again. So he's just like, why am I doing this? All right, so Miriam, how are you? How are you tonight?
I'm very well. I'm still congested, as you can tell, but I'm doing much better. Thank you. Oh, you didn't ask how. Well, you kind of asked how I was doing. You didn't ask how my cold was.
I asked how you're doing. What do you want? Do you want like the Gettysburg Address, or do we want to keep this thing moving? I mean,
so first I want to talk to you about how my job's going. I want to talk to you about how I'm feeling. My relationship is okay. My name's Miriam. I'm a psychic medium. I specialize in aliens, dark energy, removing dark energy, and hi, that's that. I was just holding on to that joke about Ryan getting coal in his stocking and got that out of the way, so I'm ready to roll.
Well, and the thing is like you have a very it was a very expedited list of what you do, but what you do is of a grand scale, quite honestly. So it's always exciting to see what you pick up and everything that we watched tonight and just in general. So and you already did a live, didn't you, tonight?
I did an impromptu. Thursday nights before I started doing Myth or Mystery, I would go live almost every week on Instagram and do a guided meditation and stuff like that. And I haven't done that because you all have been sucking up my time. And so finally I was like, I got to make time. So I did just for a little bit, not very long. And believe it or not, guided meditations calm me down too. This is a calm version of me. So it was nice.
Wow. All right. Well, let's see. Trust me, it's the same in person. I've seen him in person. It's the same. Sometimes you don't know if he's just frozen.
Sometimes it happens.
That's when his computer brain is calculating how he's going to tell you your evidence is crap. Because he does it in person, just not online only. So, shall we play Myth or Mystery?
Let's do it.
All right. Myth or Mystery is an interactive paranormal show with a panel of experts, but tonight we only were able to get us in and audience participation. That's the best part, is the audience participation. The panel of experts will individually determine myth, mystery, or unknown, but ultimately they must come together to agree on their final conclusion. The audience is polled throughout the show to determine their analysis of each video, myth, mystery, or unknown. When the panel is not unanimous, the audience polling will be the tiebreaker. The audience will also have opportunities to win prizes via the paranormal trivia questions, which are so hard. And then if you're watching that I spend so much time putting together, if you're watching on Facebook, jump over to YouTube and join the polling. YouTube polling is only available. You go to YouTube at Miriam Faresh. Okay. That is the only place that you can actually take part and do the polling. Obviously, comments are always fun too, but we really like to see the polling work, right?
Absolutely. We love the polling.
We love the polling.
Usually
That's-
because the polling agrees with me. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, that must have been how it was last week. I don't remember that being the case before, but that's okay. Maybe I like it. I like what everyone thinks Ryan is. I'm reading the comments. The
I know.
animatronic. I
Oh,
love
it's making me laugh.
animatronic. When we have him on loan from Walt Disney World, and we have to return him for the weekend because he's actually Abraham Lincoln. So that's
He's the Terminator from 200 years in the future.
am I okay? So let's try to get back on track. All right, and we're trying to have fun here, folks. Let's see here. We are going to do, before we get into the videos tonight, we keep telling people whenever they win the trivia contest that they're going to get their name put into a hat or something else, whatever, and we're going to do a drawing. That is tonight, right? That is tonight. I mean, I couldn't sleep. That's because I was so excited.
Really?
So no, I've slept just fine.
That little going on in your life?
Right? If that's the only thing that's worrying me, then I'm having a pretty good life, aren't I? All right. So the part we didn't talk about is how we're going to do that part. So is that a myth or mystery hat you're going to be pulling the name out of? Are there, what's
Well, Greg, we were all looking to you for the
Okay.
imaginary hat and the names and all of that.
the imaginary hat with the imaginary name I make up of people who've actually never played?
I sent you the names. Do you need? I want me to pull up the email and I can remember the names. Hang on, everybody at home, please chill. We're okay. We'll get the names. I mean, I know it's Jeremy's. Do you want me just to guess?
Well,
Hold
I
on.
mean, you're psychic and all, so I don't
I
know.
got it right here if you want.
Oh, thank you. The
Did you really
Terminator
all
found
send an
them.
email with names?
I really did.
Okay.
So we got Connect Yoga with Mandy, Jeremy York, Jen with Skeleton Crew, Jill Jade, and Barefoot Gardener 1111.
One.
Yeah, there's a lot of
One.
ones.
All right.
let's-
Okay, so all right. So clearly Greg didn't get his paranormal hat. Hey Bruce, can I borrow one of your hats?
So we
Can I
talked about
borrow one of your hats?
every aspect of this show tonight except the actual like how we get the winner of the trivia.
So I can just do a random number generator if you want to do that.
You're
And
a
just-
random number
I'll
generator.
take anything. Do
right,
you
well-
like the way I'm yelling? Oh, did you guys see that in real time? A, I caught it.
We
and
didn't
B,
actually because it froze. It froze on you, and the next thing you had a hat. It's like you should have, if you would have known, you could have said, "Look what just appeared in my hands."
All right. I have the names here.
Okay.
Okay. Say the names one more time, Ryan.
Connect Yoga with Mandy, Jeremy York, Jen with Skeleton Crew, Jill Jade, and Barefoot Gardener 11111111.
1-1.
Which is actually Ryan.
Okay. Shh. Focus. You said a Mandy, right?
I did.
That's who won, Mandy.
Wow! Congratulations, Mandy. That is fantastic.
Connect Yoga
Did you
with
guys see
Mandy.
it? Can you play the applause?
Oh, I certainly.
It was
can.
so anticlimactic.
I'm sorry. What?
It was so anticlimactic.
Well, I mean, I was just gleaming and basking in the happiness of the moment, so that
Of
I
me
forgot
catching the
to.
hat.
Well, no, but I mean, sure. Uh, I won with seats. Okay, so with
Anywho, Mandy, congratulations. Are you even watching, Mandy?
I don't know.
I haven't
Dude,
seen
you
her
know
on.
what? We need a disclaimer that you must be present in order to be eligible to win.
Yeah,
But Mandy's your friend, right, Greg?
yeah,
All right. She's off the hook this time.
yeah. No, well, that's great. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear there's no hooks in tonight's show. So, all right. So with that, this is going well. This is really
You know
going
what?
well so far.
There are 19 people about to jump off this page, so let's move it along, people.
All right. Should we get to the first video?
Go.
Here we go.
It was just a plane going real slow, and then way above it, there's this craft just flying fast. And that's, I mean, they were just, I mean, it was like apples and oranges.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Maybe a UFO? That's what Jason Beard wondered after capturing this strange tic-tac shaped flying object around Clovis.
I happened to look up in the sky, and I never really look in the sky. And I saw this thing floating. It was going really fast. It was spinning, and had like a something under, like a ball. And this thing was just gliding fast.
Beard said he captured this video on Sunday, October 22nd, in the middle of the day. He thought it was so odd, he posted it on social media. That's when a UFO specialist reached out to him and analyzed the video in a special program.
The object is actually inside of that purple. So if you see here, there's a white circular object in the middle of all that purple.
If you look at the video, it shows a big ball of energy below the craft. And it shows the craft like in the middle of it, and just this big purple energy. It just looked ancient. It looked unhuman.
Can I just say my favorite part of the whole thing is him saying, and I don't normally look up in the sky. How do you live your life without looking up in the sky? I'm just going to be honest. And like, that's not for me. I'm just keep looking down here. So,
Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let me pull up. Okay, so I can't wait to hear what the audience has to say on this, because this is what the information that I got is so crazy. It's an empty vessel. So all I can tell you is it's an empty vessel, right? That's all I can tell you right now. Okay. So is it alien? I don't know yet. I can tell you it's an empty vessel. Here's what, and this was following me ever since I saw the video, like last week, this information. This is interesting. If you look up a lot, you will see them. I've seen them a lot since I was 20 and on the Phoenix Lights. So I brought my cards, my starseed cards, because it's empty. There's no one in it. And it felt, I don't want to say that it was malfunctioning, but there was a reason why it was spinning a little bit out of control, or a lot of it out of control, and nobody was in it. And it was, so I would almost say, if you said to me, well, it wasn't even a ship. It may not have been a ship per se that aliens travel in, but it was okay. Sorry, now I'm getting it. It's a piece that is ejected from a ship when something goes wrong. And there wasn't a crash, there wasn't anything terribly wrong. But it was something that was released from a ship. Okay. That's all I'm getting. I'm getting a little bit from the group that's it's associated with, but they are not a group that is very talkative or forthcoming or wants to be known, wanted to be found out. They didn't want to be involved at all. This was an accident, essentially. Can we describe it as an offshoot of a larger one? Because I feel like this is what they do often. Yeah, sure. It could be that. Okay. Interdimensional warrior. Couldn't mystery fall under unknown and vice versa? Yeah. So we're saying myth is false. It's not real. We're saying mystery is I'm sorry. Better way to explain it. We're saying myth is not paranormal. We're saying mystery is paranormal. And then we're saying unknown is I can't, like, for me, an unknown is I'm not getting any information on it, but I don't feel like it's man-made. And so I can't commit to either one. So I'm saying unknown. For this, I feel mystery. I feel that it's paranormal, that it's alien, for sure. But this group is very quiet, isolated, doesn't want to be seen or heard or known. This was something, like I said, that kind of comes off of another ship of sorts.
So what do you say? What are you saying it is?
I'm saying it's mystery for sure.
Got it.
For me, mystery.
All right. I'm going to bring in my good friend, Avi. And I can't read it. Hold on a second. So there isn't anything new added to it. I have a feeling I am going to be relatively unpopular here. I think that I'm not going to put it into unknown because I think that to me, it just doesn't feel like unknown. But I also don't think it's real. And I'm a big believer in that UFOs are out there, the aliens out there. I think we've talked to, we might have talked about some of my experiences before. So I certainly have had experiences with aliens and whatnot. And I don't believe, I think that, as someone put in there, I think that's man-made. I think it moves like it's man-made. I think it moves like, dare I say, it moves like a hoax to me. And that's not to diminish what anyone else is putting out there, because that's just how I feel about it. And I want to be wrong. But I don't think, I put that there as myth.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not even gonna pull up mine. I'm right there with you, Greg. For me, this is myth. Just going off of his story and then looking at the video. First he's saying this thing is moving really fast, way up high in the sky. Then he says you could see it spinning. Well, if it's really high up in the sky, moving really fast, how are you going to see it spinning?
And why could he keep tracking it?
Yeah, exactly. It's always in frame.
Yeah.
The UFO specialist uses a special program that looks like he just put it into paint and drew some lines around it, changed the colors and everything around. Yeah, I do believe that these things are real. This one, I say, is myth, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Miriam, did you want to try any pendulum or anything?
Okay, I'm trying to get the polling numbers because
Sure.
I wanted to get them prior, but I was too busy. No, because I think it might give us mixed messages since you're not feeling it. I think we get the best results when you and I are both in the same, on the same pattern with it.
Sure.
Harlow, can you give me some polling numbers, please? Because my polling wasn't working. Like when I jump over to the polling right now, it's not showing anything. So, and I want to see where people are at. Hang on one sec. I just want to grab these numbers.
Sure. It's a to me it reminds me of like a 1950s sort of UFO shape to it that you've seen a lot of hoaxes, and it just, I mean, can I tell you what that was human made that's up there? I really can't, but it doesn't feel to me like it's actually alien origin.
Okay, so 10% say it's myth, 70% say mystery, and 20% are unknown. There we go. 69% mystery, 20% unknown, 10% myth. 69% mystery. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have yet to had an alien group lie to me. So, I
Right.
mean, obviously darker energies, but these guys weren't darker energy. But let's see, what does this guy say? Hard to say if it's real or not. Only the person having the experience knows for sure. How are what numbers possible?
The polling numbers.
The polling numbers add up to 99% instead of 100.
7, 8, 9. So I got, so Harlow has 10% myth, 70% mystery, and 20% unknown. 70%. Okay, so scoreboard's up. So let's look at the scoreboard.
Okay.
There it is. Myth. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm catching up with everything. That's okay. Okay. Okay, cool. What I was trying to do, which we can do on the next one, is I'd like to grab polling numbers prior to us doing the panel analysis, but I'm not able to access that for some reason over here. My YouTube isn't running it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and refresh it. But if you want to, okay, anything else we want to add?
I'm good on my end.
No, I'm good with this one.
Okay, so then let's jump on trivia.
Let's do trivia. Now, remember, folks, if you answer this correctly, that your name will be put into a drawing for the next. And we didn't really show off the cool mug, and we'll have to do that at some point during the program of what Harlow put together for Myth or Mystery. It's very nice, and contrary to what we've been telling everyone, they're not used. They are actually new mugs. And that's our little gift to you. So we're going to do trivia here. You have, I'm sorry, I'm going to read this real fast. So anyway, I'm just going to keep moving on here real fast. That once I say the trivia question, we're going to have a countdown. You have 5 seconds to put your answer into the comments. The first person who gets it right is going to have their name put into the next drawing. Okay. And the trivia question that I scoured the earth for, there's no way anyone's going to get this one correct, is very simply, we know that Dave Schrader was the host of Darkness Radio. What is the name of his co-host? Here we go. All right. So once again, the question was, we know Dave Schrader was the host of Darkness Radio, but who was his co-host? And that's not the right answer, but you can get one. Not a clue is not the right answer either. Nope. We're talking Darkness Radio. Nope, I was not. Wow, I didn't think this one would actually stump everybody. Holly has it right.
There we go.
Holly has it right. So yes, Tim Dennis was the co-host on Darkness Radio that ran nationally for about 10, 12 years. Now they do their own thing. So yeah, wow, I'm surprised that it took that long, but that's how it works. So we're going to put your name, Holly, into the drawing for the next prize.
Into
That's
the
very
hat.
exciting.
It's going to sit in this hat for 30 days.
And your husband's still gonna wear it,
Yeah.
but it's
The
just gonna
names will
in
be
there.
taped inside.
And it's they age. They age. You have a better chance of winning when they age. So like a fine wine or a cheese. So okay.
Ew, gross. Why that just it got weird.
Last one
well,
standing at the end wins.
So first of all, let's before we go on to the next one, let's take a look at all the different merchandise that we have for Myth or Mystery. Wow, there we go. I was just jiving to the music too. Are we ready for video number 2, my friends?
I feel
Let's
like
do
we
it.
need to process you just said the word jiving.
Do we really need to
I need to
process it?
sit with that for a second.
How do you know it's not one of the words I just made up? Maybe you all knew it before, but I didn't, and I just kind of made it up.
I feel like that's a real word.
And
All
that's
right.
Miss Harlow that put that logo together.
Yeah, she
Jill
did a
needs
great
that
job.
mug. She needs that mug bad.
Well, then
know-
you better answer the next question correctly. As difficult as the first one, so there'll be another chance here momentarily. And so everyone who needs to process me saying jiving, stop, because we're now going to take a look at the second video. You two ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
In this residential case from 2016, paranormal investigators unknowingly capture a black mass in the kitchen. Watch in the V-shaped area between the seated man and the back of the chair. A dark anomaly appears briefly, but instantly vanishes.
Oh, very cool.
All right, let me bring I forgot to bring Harlow on. Harlow has a little bit more we forgot to bring Harlow on for the stats for the last video. And my apologies. The only stats we had on that was just the I'm going to tell you right now on the stats on the last video. It was just that it had 12,000 views and 177 likes and 95 comments. Okay, but this is from Jeremy from a paranormal investigation. So let's see what else we have, Harlow. You're up, Harlow.
Did we lose her again?
No, I don't see myself, but that's fine. Okay.
Oh, you
Jeremy-
don't. Oh, you're
No.
up. You are. Well, that's weird. You're up.
Yeah, you're here.
I know nothing's working. I can't get the green screen or anything to work.
Oh, man.
Jeremy sent this video in. It was captured in 2016 while his paranormal team was investigating a private residence. The camera was in the kitchen. Investigators were seated at the table, which was serving as command center so they could monitor the DVR system. This is why we see fluctuation of light. No children or pets were in the home, only 3 investigators and the client. No one saw the black shape at the time. It was caught a week later while evidence was being reviewed. The team has never been able to debunk this anomaly. Jeremy points out that as the light fluctuates right before the shape appears, something white seems to come out near the top of the man's head. And that's all the information I have.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Hold a sec. They aren't even going to get the other mug. They need to see the new one. We need to make some.
Oh, show us the new one.
Yeah, show us the new
Oh,
one
good.
here.
See it. It has
Oh,
a
that's right.
different logo,
Harlow
so-
can't see herself, so she doesn't know.
Yeah, and then she froze.
And then she froze.
I can't.
That's okay, Harlow. Not your fault.
Why does the internet hate our
That's it.
show?
Why? Seriously, how come that always happens?
That's all I can do.
Thank you, Harlow. That was good.
That was good.
That was good. Good work. Who's that big girl? All right. So let me pull up this video. Now, I have extra pictures because I always ask for extra pictures and pictures of the house, pictures of some of the different rooms, just so I can get a feel for what's going on in the house.
Now that's somebody sitting in the chair, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I just figured that out.
They're
Sorry.
sitting at a table, and that table is where
Yeah.
they kind of have their
Yeah,
command
that's
center.
right. Well, you know, cataracts. What can you do?
Okay, so there's obviously, for me, I'm not associating the energy that I'm feeling in the home with that dark blob, if you will. I mean, I feel that the place has a lot of paranormal activity. I feel like there's beings in the house. I feel like there's obviously something in there. I can feel what's in there. A part of me, this is what's weird, is I can't tell, because what I feel is in there, I can also feel it interacting with the paranormal investigators. I can feel it interacting with the equipment. I can feel it really being like, it's basically the energy that's in that home is like purposely engaging and interacting to kind of mess with people. And so even though I can feel, it's like you see that energy and you see that black thing, and then I can feel the energy. It's like I can tell you they're together, but they're not together. Like it's not a dark energy showing itself in the form of a dark ball, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Did the energy manipulate the camera footage or manipulate any of the equipment? Yes. But that itself isn't a being, is what I'm trying to say.
Cool. So do you want to do any pendulum or anything, or?
Where are you at with it, Greg? What are you feeling? I mean,
Marion, did you want to do some polling before we give ours?
Thank you. Geesh. Thank you. Okay, early voting, 14% myth, 43% mystery, and 43% unknown.
Well,
So, but 43 mystery, 43 unknown.
I feel like it's time for me to come clean and say it was me, because I'm actually wearing the hoodie, the black hoodie tonight, and
That's you. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
just like, what? That
God.
was awesome. The look on your face. Please go back and rewatch that, because that look was amazing. You're like, what? So
Jeremy's been stressing over this video for years, and
we didn't even know each other back then. And like, yep, Jeremy, it was me the whole time. So
That is funny. Oh, well, you know what? You said that Jeremy's been stressing over this for a while. I mean, obviously, we know Jeremy hasn't been losing sleep for the last few years, but I mean, to clarify what I'm feeling for Jeremy too a little bit more is unless that made sense. Did it make sense what I said, that mass wasn't a dark being, but the energy in the home very well could have been part of what created that anomaly on the camera or whatever? Okay.
Yeah. So where I'm coming from with this is, in my opinion, and being on a number of investigations where I've seen black masses, right? And to me, this hits the mark for the black masses that I have seen. Blacker than black is the way that I term that. And that is mainly my way of saying that if you're in a dark room, that you could see this. I wouldn't have been surprised if the person who was watching the DVR, if he had the wherewithal, he's probably focused on the screen at the DVR, that if he looked to his left, he might have been able to see something slither past. Doesn't mean it's anything, like you said, Miriam. It doesn't mean it's anything dark or creepy or whatever, but it's there. And that to me, based on what I saw, the only question that I have is, if you all notice that it stops at the end of the chair back. It doesn't go any further, where you should be able to see more of it, depending. But because I believe that it is mystery, I let that part go, because I cannot say for certain why it doesn't continue on. But I'm putting it down for mystery.
I'm gonna share my screen with you guys here.
I didn't choose, and I don't really know what to choose, because I guess it would have to be mystery based off of, it's definitely not a myth, but it's unknown. But I actually do know that, as far as for me, I'm saying I know that the energies in the home manipulated whatever this is, so that would make it paranormal. Okay, I just answered my own question.
Just got to talk it out sometimes.
I did, right?
And Jeremy, I just want to say, I know he never. If you're responding to what I said about if he would have just looked down, he may have seen it. I know he didn't see it, but what I'm getting at, though, is that there was a good chance that he would have looked down and saw, what I consider blacker than black. That there would have been something that, even though it's very dark in there, he probably would have seen that there was something going on. So.
Let me answer this question really quick. It was more to be playful to me. I don't know. I have a term for the mix-up: smaller, not meant to be harmful, or not a dark energy. I agree on that. I have to tell you that, to answer your question, Jill, I wouldn't be surprised, Jill, if there's multiple things happening in that home. And I think we're feeling two different things, because the energy I'm feeling is malicious and is dark and is something that is definitely not okay to be in the home. I'm glad those people moved out. Sorry for whoever moved in. Sorry that it was dealing with the kid, but it was what I'm feeling and dealing with is definitely a dark being. But I also feel like this home has a lot of stuff going on in it. So I think we're both feeling different things for sure. Okay, so okay, go ahead. Sorry.
You want to put my screen up, Greg?
Oh, sure.
So I have the full clip here. You're going to see over on this side, over in here, we have, why isn't that working now?
Let me do that.
And let me say real fast before I forget, we did get some new words in the Ovilus.
Oh, cool. What did we get?
We got, I'm just going to take over real fast. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got walk and mind, WALK, and mind, MIND.
Thank you.
Interesting. Okay, I will play it again here. So over on this side, when they're sitting at the table, you can see there's this light coming through here, and it's kind of shining. Jeremy, you might be able to answer more. It's either, to me, it looks like another infrared camera facing this one, or it may be just a light. Either way, that's something that we got to kind of keep in mind. I shortened it up here then, so we can just kind of see it on repeat over and over. And you'll see that bright flash of light before it comes. That's somebody else sitting at the table was moving their head. So they move their head to block the light right about the same time this comes through. Kind of made me think that it's a shadow, but the more I started watching it and I slowed it down, this is 25% speed right here. You can see how the rest of the shadows in the wall are not quite as dark when that light goes out. And like Greg, you said, I've seen it before. I'm sure other investigators have, where there's this darker than dark mass. And, there's no way other to describe it other than paranormal. For me, this is myth. I can't see anything else. People were saying earlier that it could be a pet. When you look at the investigator sitting at the table, how the infrared bounces off of his hair and his shirt, it would do the same thing for pet, for any kind of fur or anything like that. It would show up lighter. This is just so dark. It's almost like it's absorbing all of the light.
And you mean mystery, right?
Did I say myth? Yes,
Yeah,
mystery.
you learn how to play the game, Ryan.
He's just so used to saying myth. He doesn't know how to say the word
The
mystery.
animatronic Ryan is just pre-programmed, you know. and-
Mystery. Can you say it? Sound it out.
Mystery. Mystery for me.
Yeah, Ryan says paranormal. I think too, going just to kind of respond to some of the stuff in the comments, which everyone may not have all the pieces. I get that. I think I'm always going when people submit their footage, I'm always going to trust when they say no one else is in the house, no one else was there, were no animals. We're always going to trust that, that they're telling the truth, obviously, about that. I say that just because there were some people asking, like, "Oh, was there a pet or whatever?" And I think we can maybe next time go over a little bit clearer what was and what wasn't in the house. I can create a banner that just says, investigators said this wasn't there. So I wanted to kind of follow up on that. I want to answer this question. Can a trickster be both sometimes dark and malicious, but also playful entity? Yeah, I like, for those that follow me regularly, I think it's important that everything and anything is possible. There's no rules. I mean, there are rules in the universe. There are some, but there's very few, because the universe is not logical and linear. And so everything is possible. Just because I haven't experienced something as a psychic medium for 25 years doesn't mean that something's not possible. Just because, and even like when we go back to the UFO video, just because over 50 years people have decided that this is a UFO and this isn't, and that this doesn't follow the pattern of a UFO, doesn't mean anything, because there are universes upon universes upon universes beyond anything our mind can comprehend. So to say that a UFO has to look a certain way, and this is not in reference to Greg or Ryan, this is just in general across the board, in just to say that something doesn't match something. Now, what we're actually trying to do is bring those worlds together and be able to say, like, over my, in 15 years of paranormal investigation, both Ryan, Greg, and Jeremy have all seen these things, and they do follow a certain pattern. That totally happens and is very real, obviously. And that's what makes it scientific and amazing and beautiful. And that's why, Ryan can look at a UFO or anything else, and Greg can, and say, listen, in all of our years, we haven't seen this. Fair, totally. Same with this. But my point is, going back to Jill's question, is everything's possible. Absolutely. Like, look at your question is, can they be both? Yeah, a human can be both. Not to get really dark and creepy, but you've got mass murderers who have manipulated the public for 30 years. No one knew they were caught, burying people behind their house. I mean, I just made that up. I don't know that someone's been murdering for 30 years. My point is, humans do that stuff all the time. So absolutely, an energy can be whatever and anything and everything at the same time. So with that being said, hold on, I'm trying to catch up on the comments.
To me, with this one too, if I can just hop in,
Please.
it doesn't feel or look or act anything like an actual entity or being. For me, it's just energy. It just happens to be energy moving around.
Yeah. And that's what I was feeling, right? It's like I didn't feel it as anything like tangible, for lack of better words, right?
Yep.
So let me see. There was something, let me just see anything. ETs, sure. Yeah, I thought this was really great footage too.
Well,
Yes, thank you, Jeremy, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. And when you say anything paranormal ends up being ET, well, ETs are paranormal. Paranormal, unfortunately seems to have a much more narrow view. I think mainly, in my view, because of the TV shows and whatnot and popular culture. But paranormal is all encompassing. And that's why we have mystery as being paranormal, and it covers, like, if we do Bigfoot and we think it's Bigfoot, that's a mystery,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's like on one hand, we're trying to fit it all into a box, and then the same breath, we're saying you can't fit any of it into a box. But yeah, if it's not man-made, then yeah, everyone has a story about a black mass.
Oh yeah.
It's so interesting. It's always though, but Jeremy was mentioning there was a young boy that lived there, and that's what always is hard is when kids get caught up in it. This video had you stumped for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeremy, can I say this? He says, I've showed it to no one has ever been able to give me a logical explanation because paranormal's not logical. Excuse me. Because the universe isn't logical. Because you guys, I say you guys because I'm not a paranormal investigator, but you're trying to make the paranormal logical, which is great because you're trying to bring it to the masses and make sense of it and prove it. But the truth is, most paranormal cannot be proven. It's something we feel. It's something we experience, right? If we can capture it on camera, amazing. But at the end of the day, if we can't, it doesn't mean it's not there. And I think, I know everyone probably already knows that, but Jeremy, you knew what that was, and you're right. That's why we went when we did. A child was involved, so we got in right away. Yeah.
Now, as we're running close to the end of the program, and before we put up our scoreboard, we do our second trivia question. Are we ready for that?
Let's do it.
All right. So for a second trivia question. Okay, so once again, keeping the same context as we had for the first question. Remember, folks, if you answer correctly, you have 5 seconds from the time that I ask the question to put your answer into the comments. The first person who gets it right wins, and what the win means is that you get your name put into an old hat that is going to be worn by somebody for 30 days, and then you have a chance to win one of the amazing mugs that Harlow has designed for Myth or Mystery. So are we ready for this? Here we go. The question is, and we're keeping in the theme of radio, who is the original host of Coast to Coast AM? Once again, who is the original host of Coast to Coast AM? As Miriam would always say, if you Google it, that karma's on you. But if you know, okay, we got it right away. Brad Webb, Art Bell.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yes,
Good job,
it
Brad.
is. Yep.
We need a sound effect for when it's wrong.
Oh, I know, right? And it's gonna be, it's not gonna be pretty. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. It's gonna. I don't think I have one. We'll get one. I'll see if we have budget
find a good one.
Yeah, we had to find budget. I'll see what the budget is for that. So
I can tell you right now what the budget is for that.
I'm using my psychic ability to know what the budget is for that. So all right, there we go.
Here are numbers. Mystery. Only 50% of the audience thought mystery. 30% said unknown. Myth 20%. Yeah. You know what was cool? I know I keep talking. You know what was cool about this video though is I sometimes the energy is so strong and sometimes the energy is so clear in certain homes and in certain investigations that I love when I can pick apart, like I was able to say like, okay, here's the energy. You can feel it. It's not in this ball of whatever it is, but they had something to do with creating this ball, whether it was manipulating equipment or whatever. Like to be able to pick it apart that clear is not always achievable. And so that was kind of nice. So not that Jeremy had anything to do with that part, but thanks, Jeremy.
You had nothing to do with that part, Jeremy. Just reminder. Okay, so as we get to the end here, any closing thoughts? Anything y'all want to say as we wrap up for this week of Myth or Mystery?
It was a lot of fun. I really like those videos. Jeremy's is just a lot of fun. I like it. The viewer submissions are great. Keep them coming.
Yeah, we have another viewer submission for next week too, which is I think is a really good one also.
Harlow, can you see us? Can you see us? Hello.
I can. My green screen's trying to work.
It's working so hard.
It is. It's a little green screen that could. So yeah, that's yeah. None of us can. I mean, I'm probably gonna get drunk.
I couldn't either, I guess.
No.
There you go.
All right, my friends. Why don't we call it a great night? Thank you all very much for watching. We're gonna be back next week. It's gonna be another fantastic episode. Thank you, all three of you, for everything you do. It's amazing.
Thank you, Greg. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
All right, everyone, have a great week, and we'll see you next Thursday on Myth or Mystery.